In this video, you'll discover the top foods that you can eat in order to gain weight and lean muscle. Although there are a lot of people out there trying to lose weight, there's also a huge group of people trying to gain weight. Now, when we talk about gaining weight, we're not talking about putting on belly fat or arm fat, the fat that's going to increase your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. We're talking about good lean mass. This is very important for overall health. It's very important for musculoskeletal health, protect us from degeneration. It's very important also for longevity. So one of the top questions I get though is, how do we go about doing that? And that's why we're going to talk about in this video the top foods to eat to quickly gain weight and muscle. So stick around to the end of this video. But before we get started, I'm Dr. Zarowski and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, it's a pleasure to have you here. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and join our notification community. That way it can help you excel your health and your life. As a quick fun fact too, I want to mention that I'm actually a day and a half fasted while doing this video. We did a 3-day group water fast and I'm feeling really good. A lot of people ask, well, how do you feel? What do you do when you're water fasting? This is it. I'm energized, lots of mental clarity, feeling really good, and just going about my normal day. So hopefully on the next water fast, you're going to join us so that you can get the benefits that fasting has to offer. But let's go ahead and talk about how to actually go and quickly gain weight and muscle. We're going to talk about one of the top foods here first is eggs, okay? When we think of eggs, we want to make sure that we're getting a really good source of eggs. We want to make sure that we're getting some farm fresh eggs. We want to make sure that we're getting free ranging eggs. And the reason for that is because there's a huge quality difference. We always want to sustainably source our food. Now, when you go and crack an egg that's like a farm raised egg, you're going to find it has a thin shell. It's going to fall into a bowl differently. It's just so different. It even tastes different. So always buy good quality food, especially when it comes to your eggs. Now, these eggs are going to be loaded with choline. It's very good for your metabolic health. It's also very good for endurance, okay? So when we think about, putting on muscle mass, sure, we got to have the right foods. We also have to have the right workout. So choline is going to help with endurance. It's going to help also improve your metabolism, which is going to help burn fat off because we want good lean weight. Now, it's also loaded with vitamin A, B, and D, loaded with antioxidants. It's high in fat, which is very good for our nervous system and also our joint health. It's high in protein, and it's particularly high in a good array of amino acids, specifically one called leucine, which is very important for gaining some muscle mass. And so lots of good protein in there. And then 77 calories per egg. Okay, so there's not too many calories in it. Has a good array of fats, protein, carbohydrates, and it has those amino acids, which is going to really help us build some muscle. I also want to mention that when it comes to using amino acids, I'm a huge fan when it comes to any muscle building program, any weight gain program. Amino acids are so powerful. I've really gotten away from using protein shakes and really doubled down on amino acids because I see how well they work for so many people. They're easier to digest, lower in calories, helps really build that lean muscle mass. I'll put a link in the description to the ones that I use. Now, let's talk about salmon. Okay, salmon is another food that I really like. One of the reasons I really like is because it's high in protein. In 3 ounces, it's got 18 grams of protein, okay? More specifically, why I really like the salmon is because it's loaded with omega-3s, EPA, and DHA. This is so important for neurological health, brain health, joint health, muscle building, building lean mass, weight gain, very, very important. Reducing inflammation, the list goes on. Now, it also has good B vitamins in it, which are going to be powerful as well when it comes to actually building some nice lean muscle mass and adding some weight in because it's going to help repair the tissue. It's going to help repair all that stress from maybe a good hard workout or some exercise. Now, the other thing I want to mention about salmon is that you want to make sure that you're buying good quality. Just like the eggs, we got to get good quality salmon. We don't want to be getting the farm-raised salmon. We want to make sure we're getting wild-caught salmon that is of much higher quality. Now, next on our list is chicken breast. Pretty much anybody knows that when it comes to a weight gaining program, there's always a chicken breast involved in it, and it's simply because it's such a huge source of protein. As that quality lean protein, 3 ounces has 25 grams of protein. This is why when you see bodybuilders and people who are trying to put on that lean muscle mass, gain that weight, they're adding in lots of chicken breast, and also has that B vitamin in it, which is going to be powerful as well. You're seeing a theme here. Lots of B vitamins are going to be really good for actually repairing muscle tissue and also getting that good quality weight gain. Now, when we talk about chicken, like I said, just with those other ones, we want to make sure we're sustainably sourcing it, getting good free-range chicken whenever possible, because that's going to have the most nutrients there. It's going to have the most benefit, and it also isn't going to be loaded with hormones and all the other things that they put into these factory farm chickens. Next year, we're going to talk about almonds. Now, I like almonds for a couple reasons. First of all, it's an easy to grab snack, but also it's something that has a lot of protein in it. We're seeing a good quality source of protein. For every 1 ounce, you're gonna get about 6 grams of protein, also loaded with vitamin E, which is important for this weight gain muscle building program, and healthy fats. Lots of good healthy fats, good omega-3s, antioxidants, which are very important for reducing inflammation. Now, when it comes to eating these almonds, it's very important to make sure that we're buying them raw, okay? We don't want to get them roasted. And the reason that we want them raw is simply because we want to actually have those good fats benefit us. If we get the roasted ones, the good fats in it are going to be, cooked at a high heat. It's going to denature these fats. We don't want to be eating those ones. We want to get the raw ones that have some sea salt on them. Perfect, and a really great snack for gaining some lean muscle mass. Next year is quinoa. Now this is one that might throw you for a little bit of a loop. Like, what, quinoa? We really want to eat quinoa? That's a carb, Well, when we look at quinoa, it's good because it's a seed, right? A lot of people who are trying to gain some weight and gain some lean mass, they go and they turn to like white breads, and they turn to a lot of really low quality carbohydrate sources. Well, quinoa is a great one, and it doesn't have all the negative side effects that maybe gluten is going to have on you, because it's a seed. It doesn't act the same way in the body. It doesn't digest the same way. And quinoa is great because it actually has protein in it. In 1 cup of quinoa, you're going to get about 8 grams of protein. Now, this is really great. I mean, because like I said, it's more of a carb here, but it's a seed that is not going to cause a lot of digestive issues that a lot of people are facing when they're trying to add in all the low quality carbohydrates. It's going to have 9 different essential amino acids, which is really powerful. I talked about how powerful amino acids are, and you've seen in many of these other foods, we keep talking about how it has a good array of amino acids. This is why it's so great for gaining weight, gaining lean muscle mass. And so it's also going to be high in fiber, which is great for the gut. Also high in minerals and B vitamins. So if you're going to add a carb in because you're trying to put on mass and you're also trying to have some weight gain, we want to make sure that we're using good quality carbs. I can't stress that enough. When I talk about eating a good, healthy, low carb diet, I'm talking about adding in healthy carbs, not the bad ones. Let's talk about spinach, okay? So you're thinking to yourself, spinach, well, that's not going to help me gain some weight. But the thing is about gaining weight and also gaining lean mass is we want to make sure that we're getting a good array of nutrients. We want to make sure that we're getting really good quality food day in and day out. Now, when we look at spinach, it's a superfood loaded with nutrients. It's one of the most nutrient dense foods out there. It also has a plant steroid in it, which actually helps you build some muscle. So it's got a plant steroid. It's going to be a phytoectosteroids, and these have a really powerful effect on your muscle building. So it's also going to help increase glucose metabolism, help you grow that muscle tissue. Popeye knew what he was talking about when he ate the spinach. So you have to make sure that you're adding some spinach in because it's really good for you. And of course, it's loaded with antioxidants. It's a great food to add in. Don't miss out on spinach because we need a good, well-rounded diet, right? We can't just sit there and eat tuna and chicken and beef and all the different foods we're mentioning here in order to actually put on muscle. We have to have a good rounded diet. Spinach is great. Make sure you're having a good spinach salad on a daily basis. It's going to help you get the results you're looking for. Now, next year is Greek yogurt, okay? Now, when it comes to Greek yogurt, we want to make sure that we're also getting good source here. A lot of people are buying non-fat Greek yogurt. I don't recommend that simply because if we're going to buy the yogurt, we want to get the benefits that the fats have to offer. We also don't want to get a Greek yogurt that's loaded full of a whole bunch of sugar. A lot of people, when they get in these different yogurts and dairy products, it's like the more fruit flavoring and sugar, the better. We want to make sure that we're just getting a good plain one that also does not have the fat stripped from it. Now, when we look too at the yogurt, we want to also make sure it's from a good source, okay? Getting low quality dairy does nobody any favors. A lot of people are very sensitive to dairy as a result of buying the low quality stuff that is not good for us. So make sure you're getting good quality Greek yogurt. It has double the protein in it compared to regular yogurt. So that's one of the reasons people who are trying to gain weight really love the Greek yogurt. It's got lots of good fats in it. If you get the version that doesn't have the fat stripped from it, lots of B vitamins, and of course probiotics, which are going to be really good for our gut. So these are some of the top foods that you can have. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let me know in the comment section some foods that are really great for muscle building and gaining weight that I didn't even mention. And also be sure to check out this video over here, which is going to talk about intermittent fasting and how it can help you gain lean muscle. I'll see you in the next video. Not too many people want to build muscle and fat at the same time. Most people just want to actually build muscle.